Kobe Bryant, Lakers, 20 years. Dirk Nowitzki, Mavs, 21 years. Bjergsen, TSM, 8 years. Faker, SKT, 9 years. Why do we love loyalty?
Oh, look at the class, look at the moves! Faker!
Shot. Bounces around. On the map, they gotta get away from this one. He's got the sleeve.
To put it simply, we love to see players overcome the odds. We love to see players stick with a team regardless of their teammates, the coaching staff, or the management situation, thereby preserving competitive balance. In both sports and esports, super teams are being formed by players moving in free agency or forcing their way out through trades to chase a championship. For many cases in the League of Legends pro scene, many top pros move to different teams to get paid more. Factor in the lack of a salary cap, and you get contracts worth millions of dollars per year. Guys like Huni being paid a rumored $2.3 million over 2 years with Dignitas, Sword Art rumored $6 million over 2 years with TSM, and Perkz' rumored $8.1 million over 3 years with Cloud9. Compare that to the League of Legends legend, Faker, widely regarded as the best player to ever play the game and is still performing at a high level. The unkillable Demon King himself has 2 MSI wins, the yearly mid-season international event, shared by only 3 of his teammates, and 2 Chinese superstars, and 3 Worlds wins, the biggest end-of-the-year international event, shared by only his teammate, Bengi. Faker's contract is regarded as one of the highest in the LCK, with a rumored $2.5 million over 3 years with SKT in 2017. Although it's a little inaccurate to compare contracts years apart, I feel like it's safe to assume that even if Faker's salary doubled when he resigned in 2020, which is highly unlikely, he would still be making $1.67 million a year, which is still less than Perkz and Sword Art. If Faker wanted to make as much money as possible, he would have already gone to the NALCS. But why hasn't he? Loyalty. Not just to his country and original league, the LCK, but also to his team that originally brought him in, SKT, or the now rebranded T1. Faker has been on SKT for, at this current time, 9 years, and by the end of his contract, 11. He could easily break salary records and become the most paid league player ever, but he wants to stay on T1 and play in the LCK, one of the 2 League of Legends regions regarded as the best in the world. Looking at Huni's, Sword Art's, and Perkz' accomplishments, it's clear that Faker would not only dominate in the West, but also make bank. When looking at regional and international tournaments, Huni has won 2 EU LCS splits with Fnatic, 1 LCK split, and 1 MSI, the last 2 notably when he was Faker's teammate. Sword Art has won 5 LMS splits and no international titles, and Perkz has 5 LEC wins and 1 MSI win. Again, not to beat a dead horse, but Faker has won 4 LCK splits, 2 MSIs, and 3 Worlds titles. Not to mention the LCK and his Chinese counterpart, the LPL, are the 2 best leagues in the world. And he's getting paid, most likely, less than all 3. That's why we respect Faker, insane talent, champion, and loyal player. Money is important for players both for esports and sports. Although some like to ring chase, others like to get paid. A somewhat exception to this would be legendary soccer or football superstar Lionel Messi. He had to leave FC Barcelona due to the club not being able to afford him. Messi even said that he would have taken a 50% salary cut to stay. But the deal could not be realized due to La Liga's salary cap restrictions and the club's huge debt. This sucks for La Liga, FC Barcelona, Messi fans, and Messi himself, as they all wanted him to stay. But this is an uncommon case, as most athletes that consider money as their primary motivation move mainly of their own volition. Dwayne Wade left the Miami Heat in 2016 because they didn't want to pay him despite helping the team win all 3 of their championships, one of which he won Finals MVP. The greatest NBA player of all time, Alex Caruso, went to the Bulls for $37 million over 4 years because the Lakers, his previous team, didn't want to offer him that much money to keep him. James Harden was traded to the Houston Rockets in 2012 because he refused to resign with the Thunder unless he was given a max contract. Shaq, one of the most dominant players to ever play in the NBA, signed with the Lakers because they were willing to pay him the most money out of any team.
My agent at the time, Leonard Armado, said, come, meet with Jerry West. So I met with Jerry West, and Jerry West opened up a piece of paper. I haven't seen so many zeros in my life. I signed right away. And the first thing Jerry said to me, he said, look, I'm getting a kid named Kobe Bryant, and you guys going to win multiple championships.
Sometimes you need to shell out a boatload of cash to win titles. The Kobe and Shaq era saw the Lakers win 3 straight titles, and no team has been able to do that ever since. The Bulls are currently doing pretty well in the East with their signings of DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, and the Carew GOAT. And the Thunder have never gone to the finals ever since they traded Harden. Not only did the Thunder do that, but they also traded Russell Westbrook in 2019 to rebuild and lost Kevin Durant in 2016 to free agency. We love and respect Messi because he was willing to take a pay cut to play with Barcelona. We love guys like Tim Duncan taking an $8 million pay cut to stay on the Spurs and keep them out of the luxury tax. Miami fans respect Dwayne Wade when he took a pay cut to get LeBron James and Chris Bosh on the Heat. Of course he was going to get pissed and leave when Miami didn't repay him. He won 3 chips for the franchise. We love Faker, who stays on T1 and is okay with getting less money from contracts. But what if money is not the priority?
Well, we are a super team. All the best players here to crush your dreams. I don't have enough fingers for all these rings. We're gonna win.
Super teams. A super team is a phenomenon where superstar players join other players of the same caliber to win championships. In the LEC, we saw the G2 super team with Wonder, Yankos, Caps, Perks, and Mickey X, taking home 4 LEC splits and 1 MSI. We saw Team Liquid super team with Doublelift, Impact, and X-Mithy taking home 4 LCS splits and coming in second in MSI to, of course, G2. Money was not an issue, as again, in the League Pro scene, there is no salary cap, especially in the case of Team Liquid paying tons of money for players even now, with even Riot, the creators of League, poking a bit of fun at them in their 2020 LCS summer teaser. Generally, it's well known that North American organizations shell out tons of cash to get players overseas, but to no avail. They haven't won any international titles. In basketball, it's a similar situation. The 2008 Celtics saw the likes of Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett come together to win a championship. Many are regarding this team as one of the best one-and-done teams in NBA history. The 2017 Warriors, with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Kevin Durant. Before Kevin Durant joined, the team won 1 championship, made back-to-back finals, and had 2-time MVP Steph Curry. When they acquired the 2014 MVP, Kevin Durant, they went to 3 more finals, making it a total of 5 straight trips and winning 2 more championships, making the total 3. Before KD joined the Warriors in 2016, he could not win. The Thunder went to the finals once and lost to LeBron and Wade's Heat. The Thunder traded away James Harden, who was going to be the 2018 MVP, and could not play successfully with the ball-dominant Russell Westbrook. So in 2016, he left the Thunder to join a team that could actually help him win, the Golden State Warriors, who coincidentally beat Durant in the Western Conference Finals of that year. He wanted to win, which is why he created the Big Four super team in Golden State. In 2010, the Miami Heat had Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and the 2-time, soon-to-be 4-time MVP, LeBron James. Together, they went to 4 straight finals and won 2. Both James and Bosh struggled with their old teams. The Raptors could not successfully build a team around Bosh, and neither could the Cavs with LeBron. So the 2 and Wade took a pay cut and teamed up in Miami. You can't blame these players for wanting to win. You can't blame them for wanting to leave when their organizations failed in bringing them good enough talent. The Raptors only made the playoffs twice in Bosh's 7-year stint, and both appearances ended in first-round exits. LeBron tried his best to carry his god-awful teams, once to the point where he made the finals. Of course, he lost when he faced the Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker Spurs. Obviously, he wanted to leave. When LeBron made the decision, when KD left the Thunder, they were seen as villains of the NBA, artificially creating a seemingly star-studded team with insane levels of talent. Unless you're a bandwagoner or are fans of the team on the receiving end, No one likes to see a team with so much star talent demolish the league because the competitiveness of the game is lost. We know who's going to win. Obviously, it doesn't always pan out like that. The Celtics lost in 2010 to Kobe's Lakers, and the James Wade Bosch Heat lost in 2011 and 2014. Clearly, there could be a multitude of other reasons why players want to move. Disliking an organization for how they were treated, wanting to play in a different environment, wanting to play for your favorite team growing up, beef with teammates, and more. Everyone's situation is different, but fans that aren't bandwagoners like to see good stories. Stories of players overcoming the odds and winning for the team that they first played for. Moments like these are why we love loyalty. We love it when Kobe Bryant stayed with the Lakers in 2007 when management was at its lowest. He powered through and won back-to-back championships for the team. We loved when LeBron returned to Cleveland to make things right with the Cavs, coming back 3-1 in 2016 against the Golden State Warriors with the best record in NBA history, 73-9. We love Bjorkson for staying on TSM for 8 years through the thick and thin, especially when Doublelift left for Team Liquid. We love Faker for staying with SKT despite the org missing expectations in 2018 and 2020. We love Uzi for powering through defeat after defeat until he finally won his first international title for RNG in 2018. We love Afremu for the leadership he brought to CLG and for beating their team rivals TSM and his ex-lane partner, Doublelift, to win the spring split. We love guys like Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard who want to stay in Washington and Portland respectively because they feel like they have to stick by their fans and their organization no matter what the situation is. And especially, we love it when guys like Giannis can defy the odds of pressure. Not to join a super team, not to trade for another superstar player, but to will his team to victory. Ignore what his peers in the league are doing. Sign the Supermax and win a title on the team that drafted him. That's why we love loyalty.